Ladies and gentlemen, it has officially happened. Mark Zuckerberg just laid off 11,000 employees at Meta. Facebook, now called Meta, has been bleeding billions and billions of dollars. Their stock has been crashing. They've suffered huge losses from scandal after scandal. And this has forced Mark Zuckerberg to do huge, massive layoffs. And unfortunately, I think this is going to start happen at many, many other big tech companies. We're already seeing it happening at Twitter. And then I think it's going to start happening in the broader economy as well, as the Federal Reserve starts lifting interest rates, as these companies can no longer get cheap credit, and as inflation continues to destroy consumers' purchasing power, they're not going to have the money to spend on these items, and also advertisers are going to pull their funding as well. So everyone, let's not waste any time. Let's get into this leaked video, and then we're going to get into the more granular details about what is happening at Facebook.
Feeling. I mean, I know that there must be just a range of different emotions. I want to say, up front, that I take full responsibility for this decision. I'm the founder and CEO. I'm responsible for the health of our company, for our direction, and for deciding how we execute that, including things like this. And this was ultimately my call, and it was one of the hardest calls that I've had to make in the 18 years of running the company. And a lot of why it's hard is, obviously it has a big impact on your lives. But also, for our mission, we're losing people who, you've really put your heart and soul into this place. And, each of you is talented and passionate. And, each of you has played a role in making Meta the success that it is. And, no matter what team you may have worked on, each of you played a role in contributing to the products that billions of people use to connect every day.
So everyone, I will give him some credit there. At least he took full responsibility. He said this was his call. But unfortunately, what he said is this is the biggest and toughest decision he's had to do in the 18 years at Facebook. And the reason for that is because a lot of these tech companies, they've been able to grow when we've had this economic boom over the past 14 years. Debt was cheap. Investors were just throwing money hand over fist at these big, large tech companies. But like I keep warning about, we're now going to be facing very, very hard times ahead. We're going to be in a recession. And if we're not in a recession, we could be in a depression. Like how we saw FTX collapse today, we're seeing most of the major crypto companies collapse. We're going to start to see big tech titans fall as well. But let's get into this breaking news story. So that's right, it's official now, everyone. I did a video about how there was rumors this was going to happen, how it was leaked that this was going to happen on Wednesday, and now it is official. So Meta's laying off more than 11,000 employees, and we've got Mark Zuckerberg's letter announcing the cuts. So that accounts for 13% of its staff, and Meta provided lukewarm guidance in late October for its upcoming fourth quarter earnings that spooked investors and caused its shares to sink nearly 20%. And they're down around 70% year to date, so I'm not sure how they're going to recover from this. And not only that, everyone, but their costs increased 19% year over year, and they're now $22.1 billion. That is absolutely insane, and a lot of this money is going into Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse. But people, I don't think this is going to work out anytime soon. Now, eventually, I think the metaverse will become a thing, but a lot of people on Facebook, or a lot of older users, they say it's for boomers now pretty much, or older millennials. A lot of the younger generation is on Instagram and TikTok and Snapchat. They're not really using Facebook as much as my generation used it. He said, "Today I'm sharing some of the most difficult changes we've made in Meta's history." And so of course investors love this news, and shares were up about 5% today. So in my opinion, we could be getting close to a bottom for Facebook, but I just don't feel comfortable investing in a company that's had so much scandals with people's data, misusing people's data, and censoring people like myself that try to question the establishment and try to question their own agendas. He said Meta is making reductions in every organization, but that recruiting will be disproportionately affected since the company plans to hire fewer people in 2023. The company extends its hiring freeze, though the first quarter with a few exceptions, Zuckerberg said. Now again, like I showed in my previous video, it's not just Facebook, it's not just Meta freezing hiring. We're seeing Amazon has freezed hiring. We're seeing Snap has frozen hiring. Twitter isn't hiring. and many, many more. And again, this is what's causing them to lose so much money, everyone. Meta is heavily investing in the metaverse, which generally refers to yet to be developed digital world that can be accessed by virtual reality and augmented reality headsets. This heavy bet has cost Meta $9.4 billion so far in 2022, and the company anticipates losses that will grow significantly year over year. Now, this could be the downfall of Mark Zuckerberg, and this is what could send him broke. Because I've looked at the metaverse, there's probably only about 20, 30 people using it every single day. It is pitiful, everyone. The graphics are pitiful. It looks like something that Sims created in the early 2000s. And really all they did was try to jump on the hype train. We've already seen kind of metaverses like this with video games like RuneScape, World of Warcraft, etc. It is nothing new, everyone. And again, the biggest issue is people don't trust Mark Zuckerberg and they don't trust Facebook Meta anymore. So who in their right mind is going to live their life in a metaverse with a company that's had so much scandals of misusing people's data? Now, while we're on the topic of Facebook and Meta absolutely misusing people's data, it has never been more important for you to be able to surf the internet and also to be able to use social media without your data being tracked or your data being stolen. And that's where I'm proud to work with today's video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Private Internet Access hides your IP address and encrypts your internet connection. This way it shields your digital life from the eyes of internet service providers, network administrators, and government censors. And we all know how bad the government censorship has been through Facebook and Twitter as well. Private Internet Access has 50 servers in 50 US states. Need to look like you're surfing the web from Oklahoma? They got an IP address for that. Do you need to visit a website that can only be accessed within Alaska's borders? They've got an IP address for that too. So why is this so important? Well, with IP addresses available in 50 states, this is the benefit you're going to get. You avoid sporting event blackouts if your state's local network opts out of rights to televise the game. You'll be able to access local websites which are blocked outside of state borders, including local news stations and online banking details. Watch television premieres before they show up in your time zone, and avoid spoilers. Hackers can't see your keystrokes or passwords, and can't see you accessing work files either. If you're doing anything financially online, like accessing your pension, your 401k, your IRA, even online banking, Private Internet Access VPN will protect you against hackers trying to look at your internet activity. Private Internet Access also has loads of entertainment benefits, and this VPN works with all major streaming services. So you can access more content than ever before anywhere in the world. Plus, it's one of the few VPNs that support P2P file sharing. By using my link in the description, you can get an 82% discount right now. Plus 3 months free for only $2.11 a month. So when you sign up for Private Internet Access, you have 30 days of money back guarantee, so you got pretty much nothing to lose, as well as 24/7 customer support. And with one subscription, you can protect all the way up to 10 devices. Most other VPN providers only let you protect a few devices at a time, so this is a lot more bang for your buck. So everyone, use the link in the description, and thanks for Private Internet Access for sponsoring this video. Now, back to the content. But okay, let's read this leaked letter that Mark Zuckerberg gave to employees. He says, at the start of the COVID world rapidly moved online and surge of e-commerce led to outsized revenue growth. Many people predicted that this would be a permanent acceleration that would continue even after the pandemic ended. I did too. Wow, I can't believe these big tech CEOs were so delusional thinking that this growth would go on forever. The only reason they had this huge growth was because of all the stimulus checks and because of cheap credit. It doesn't take economists to figure out what goes up must come down, and that every bull cycle has a bear cycle. So I made the decision to significantly increase our investments. Unfortunately, this did not play out the way I expected. Not only has our online commerce returned to prior trends, but the macroeconomic downturn, increased competition, and ad signal loss have caused our revenue to be much lower than I expected. I got this wrong and I take full responsibility for that. So he's talking about the macroeconomic picture. That's just pretty much another word to say the economy is going down the toilet, everyone. And a big business for Facebook was ads, but if consumers aren't spending, these companies aren't going to have revenue to spend on advertising. So to significantly reduce the advertising budgets, and also with this new iOS update, companies can't track to see if their ads are being effective or not. So how's this going to work? There is no good way to do a layoff, but we hope to get all the relevant information to you as quickly as possible, then do whatever we can to support you through this. Everyone will get an email soon letting you know what this layoff means for you. After that, every affected employee will have the opportunity to speak with someone to get their questions answered and join information sessions. And I've already started locking out Meta's employees' access. We made a decision today to remove access to most Meta systems for people leaving today, given the amount of access to sensitive information. but we're keeping email addresses active throughout the day so everyone can say farewell. Well, it's going to be very interesting to see if we see some aggravated employees leak some juicy information over the coming days. So here are also some other big changes they're going to be making. So what are the changes that they're making? He says, I view layoffs as a last resort. So we decided to rein in other sources of cost before letting teammates go. Overall, this will add up to a meaningful cultural shift in how we operate. For example, as we shrink our real estate footprint, we're transitioning to desk sharing for people who are already spent most of their time outside the office. Roll out more cost-cutting changes like this in the coming months. So you know all these viral office space videos you've been seeing on social media, everyone, with people playing games, with people having buffet lunches, buffet breakfasts, having lattes, having wine, working in these huge spaces, working outside. This is all coming to an end, and it's crunch time for these big tech companies. And unfortunately, a lot of these employees are going to go back to that cold, miserable office environment. And it just goes on with a lot more corporate jargon and farewells and saying they're sorry. But everyone, I just want to reiterate, this is much bigger than Meta. We are going to be seeing huge layoffs, and you need to start preparing right now. If you still got your job, I'll be working overtime. If you can, I'll be looking for a second, maybe part-time job, or even better, I would start a side hustle online. So while the tech sector, cryptocurrency sector, the banking sector, we're seeing the mortgage sector layoffs happening right now, this is going to become much more broad. The Federal Reserve said they want unemployment rate to go up, so hopefully that brings inflation down. So you need to prepare any way you can by trying to increase your income and stashing cash away for the rainy days and the dark winter that is going to be coming. But everyone, what do you think about all of this? Let me know down below. Now, for all my loyal viewers and subscribers who are watching, you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.